Everyone, welcome to our waist shaping video. Okay, we all know the usefulness of a dart. The dart is to give remove excess from the basic bodice in order to give it a fitting. Now you don't remove your dart from one particular area. Using the basic bodice, there are 8 areas where we need to remove at that, or where we need to hold so that the dress or the top we're making will have a very nice fitting. And a very complete bodice, we have the two sides to remove a shape of that from. We have the under bust, we have the central back, and we have the central front. Okay, but then there are some cases where you don't have to remove a dart from the front. All you have to do is to distribute it back to either the side darts, especially should be the front underbust darts, or the side shaping, or wherever you can decide to fix it. But then these are the standard areas we need to remove our darts or shaping our dress from. But then remember that some parts of the body requires more shape than the others, especially in the front part of the basic bodice. You are a lot more higher number of darts or shaping than what you take away from the back or from the side. Okay, so as we go over to this the cutting table, we're going to see how to distribute the excess we have on our bodies, on our basic bodies, so that we can get a fitted dress or a fitted top. Okay, now looking at this is our central back. We need to remove a dart from here. This is our back sides, or under the shoulder blade. This is our two sides for waist shaping, and this is the front under bust area to the waist, and this is our central front. Okay, so we now have a complete measurements of what we need. All that is remaining is to remove the dart, because this bodice as it is now has excess allowance for it. So what are we going to do? So basically, let's do the first part of the shaping. Whatever that is left, we know how to distribute it. Now from the central back, we're going to, at the waistline, we're going to go in by 2 cm. At the waistline, we're going in by 2 cm. I hope you can see it clearly. 2 cm. Okay. Now at this the side part, we're going in again by 2 cm to the back. We're going in 2 cm to the back. Now towards the front, we're going in by 1.5 cm. Hope you get the gist. Central back 2 cm, side towards the central back 2 cm, side towards the front 1.5 cm. So what we need to do here is to connect this 2 cm to the line of the central of the across back rather. Okay, sometimes also you might decide to get it towards the neckline, but I don't usually do that. I stop at the across back on a straight line. Now coming to the side, you're going to connect from the armhole. Connect from the armhole to the 2 cm inside. Don't make it too curvy. Okay, now turn your pattern master this way and connect to the hip line. This is what we have. And then to the front, the 1.5 cm, you're going to keep your pattern master this way, not like this. keep it this way because it's going to help it have freeness at the bust area. Still do it the same way. Okay, this is what we have for now. Now at the CF, we're coming in by 1 cm only. 1 cm, and connect to the chest line on a straight line. Okay, that's for the central front. Now below this waistline, you're going to go down by 1 cm. At the central front line, go down by 1 cm. Okay, we can get this line to get to that 1 cm. At the side, go down by 0.5 cm. So towards the back also, go down by 0.5 cm and connect the lines together. Then get into the back. From this 0.5 cm, make it rhyme with the original line. Okay. 1 cm at the central front, going in by 1 cm. At the side, 1.5. Towards the back side, 2 cm. Central back, 2 cm. Now these ones are just more like fist amount of shaping, but that does not mean that everything has been done. Let's take the accurate measurement to know where else we need to remove the darts and how much more we need to remove. In some cases, sometimes when you're drafting for a bigger person, you might not have too much darts to remove, okay, but then the person will still have a fit. In this case, we're working with a shape that has more to remove. So let's see how we can remove the excess. Okay, looking at our waist measurement, we have 84, and this is half pattern, so we divide 84 into 2, and it gives us 42. Now what we're going to do is to measure from the central back, removing all the darts that we've taken away. Whatever is remaining, that is the amount of darts we're going to remove, and we're going to distribute them into the areas that need the darts, because we don't take away that from anywhere. It must have to be the particular place that will help the fitting of the dress to come out. So how do I mean? Now we have 42 to work with. What are we going to do? This is what we're going to do. Starting from the central back, after this 2 cm here that we took out as the dart, we're going to measure from there to the line, the 2 cm inside for the fist dart that we took out before. We're not going to measure the inside of the dart. If you remember what we did at the chest area. So from this 2 cm to this part, I have 22. And what we're going to do now is to shift this 22 to continue from the last line. So 22, we are shifting you to this side, shifting, okay. So this is where we have 22 with my knots this place. Now we're going to stop at where 42 stops. Wherever 42 stops, that's where our measurement stops. Okay, this is 42. Can you see it properly? This is 42. So what are we going to do? We're going to measure the remaining allowance. This 1 cm is not among, so measuring from this line to the 1 cm inside, and there we have 7 cm. So the 7 cm is what we are working with, is what we're going to remove from the every other part of this basic bodice. Now we're going to distribute the 7 cm. How do we distribute it? More will go to the front and less will go to the back. Okay, to the front we'll be taking away 4 cm, and to the back we'll be taking away 3 cm. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're working with 7 cm. Now how do we do that? How are we going to do that? At this that line here for the front, I hope you can see it, this line, we're going to measure 1.5 one side, 1.5 on the other side. That's 3 cm. 1.5 this way, 1.5 the other way. Okay, we have 1.5 here, 1.5 there, and we're connecting 2 cm below the through bust line. So we're going to connect on a straight line 2 cm below the through bust line. Okay, and we'll measure 15 cm below the waistline. That's where the dart will close up. Okay, now we've taken 3 away from here. Coming to the side towards the front, so we're going to go in again by 1 cm. That's the inner side shaping. We're going in by 1 cm and we're connecting as usual. Okay, and still connect it to where the first one stopped by the side. So 3 plus 1, that is 4. Now coming to the back side, at this start line, we're taking 1 cm on both sides. 1 cm on both sides. And then we're connecting to, you measure like 13 cm from this waistline up to 13 cm, and that is where the dart will close up for the back. Okay, and then measure 15 cm below the waistline, and that is where the dart will close up. Okay, now it's remaining 1 cm, and that 1 cm we're going to come into the back again by 1 cm. So this is what we have for the waist shaping. So this side is going to go up, this area is going to go up, here is going to go up, here also is going to go up, the central front, sorry, it's going to go up, central back here is going to go up. Alright, we're almost done. Now for this back dart, we don't want to have a back dart in what we're sewing. We don't want to have a back dart. So what we're going to do now is either we do this or we do that. Now the first one we can do is to cut, not hold this dart, but then cut it off from this point. So use your curve and connect to where it stops, and while cutting you trim it out. Okay, now the second one we can do is to rule a line from this point of the armhole, that's the line connecting the egg across back, to the point of this shoulder dart. We rule a line there. Okay, cut it open, hold this dart here, cut here open, and the dart automatically transfers to this point. So it somehow elongates the back armhole, but then it's not going to affect it. You can still hold it while sewing the armhole to your feet. So whichever one works for you, both of them are fine. So at this juncture, what we're going to do is to hold this shoulder dart for the front, and you can decide to fix it anywhere you want, and that is where that manipulation comes into play. But before then, we want to hold it and get the true shoulder line. Now to hold this shoulder dart, all you're going to do is to pin it at least 2 cm below the bust line, and make sure you're holding the first dart leg, not the first line that was drawn, not the dart line, I mean the chest divided into 4. You're holding from this 2 cm that came in after the chest line. Okay, you're holding it there and let it meet the second dart leg. So make sure it runs up to nothing at the 2 cm under the bust. Hold it and let it meet with this second dart leg. Okay, get your masking tape and hold. Now if you have a tracing wheel, you get your tracing wheel, put down your ruler at this point. From the NP, from the neck point, okay, to your shoulder line, use your tracing wheel and trace it up. You can use pencil first of all, but then after you use your tracing wheel and trace from this folded part to the neck point. But as it is now, you know, I can't find my tracing wheel, so what do I do? Okay, I'm going to use this to manipulate it, and following this a pencil line that I've ruled, I'm going to puncture that line. This is might not be really accurate, but where I can't find it, what should I do now? Should I postpone this class? No. So if you have a tracing wheel, please try and get one. Try and get a tracing wheel. Get a tracing wheel. It's very important. I have one. Don't think I don't have anyone. I have, but I don't know where I kept it. In fact, I have two. I lost one. Now the second one is misbehaving. So what should I do? Now you're going to remove this masking tape. Remove it. Remove it. This is what we have. So I have a small opening here. Yes, that's very necessary. So here now is our main shoulder line, just to show you that this is where our shoulder line begins now, no longer at this point. So whenever you draft your dart, you try to make sure that after holding this dart that we've held now, the line here, there should be a little gap between this line and the first line. Okay, there should be a little gap, very tiny gap between the first line and the second line, just like we have here. hope you can see it properly. There is a little gap here. It is very necessary that you endeavor to have it. So this is now the main shoulder line and not this straight one. Okay, so thank you very much for being with us here, and I hope you enjoy this class. If you have any question, any suggestion, we are open to criticism so long as it's something that is beneficial. Don't argue unnecessarily. Please try to study it. If you know it before, try to reason and then come up with something better. We will appreciate. I hope this helps someone, and if it does, please sew it and wear it. I want to see it. Bye. Thanks for watching.